Hello, my name is Audrius. I'm a co-founder and a CTO at Argyle. Argyle is a fintech company that lets you share employment and income information, so users can consent to share their information with other companies. We're a fully remote company spanning across 20 different countries and 5 continents, and here are my 5 tips on how to run a fully remote company effectively. So I think the thing that a lot of people get wrong, and that's one of my first tips, is understand what asynchronous remote work really is. Because a lot of people think that just spending your day in Zoom calls is remote work, but that's not the case. The real remote work is being able to put people together and make them work together, even if they're in completely different time zones and they're not participating at the same time. That's what we call asynchronous remote work. My second tip is support the casual culture. Make sure your team members feel like they're at home. After all, they're working from home. You want to make sure they're comfortable asking other teammates questions, being able to be themselves and express their worries and their needs. And if you set this culture right, you will have all the efficiencies of communicating and actually making friends, even though you're not in the same space. One thing that really helps to do this is to define clear processes. If you have all the rules of your company and how you do things clearly defined, then this actually removes the tension of not knowing what's right and wrong. It allows everyone to work from the same blueprint and trust that they're doing right. My number 4 tip is crowdsourcing feedback. At Argyle, we use a technique called request for comment. It's an engineering technique that was invented at the very early onset of the World Wide Web, where engineers wanted to get feedback about their ideas. What we actually do is we use this technique across the product and the business organization as well as the engineering one. Essentially, if somebody has an idea, they put it together and they get comments from people all around the company, all across the different time zones. And they leave it for a few days, and this idea grows into this full document that can then be set in stone, essentially, and used for, as a basis for a foundation for a product or a project. My tip number 5 is about measuring team sentiment. I think it's really important to quantify people's feedback that you get. And we use a custom piece of software that allows people to report how they feel at the end of the week, quantify their happiness and well-being inside the company and outside of work. And it helps us to collect the data points and measure how well are we doing with our new initiatives, with our overall responses to people's suggestions. If you like the things I said, you should check out our job board. It has plenty of jobs, and we're always looking for great people to come and join us here at Argyle.